My Connected Classroom project. 21st century mode of learning is very critical to our students today. It is a strategy that I am very much enthused about as it will help students to think critically in order to solve real-life problems. Students are no longer satisfied with chalk and talk, and as such, teachers need to find creative, innovative ways to get their students involved in their own learning process. The use of ICT is an ideal means to create the crossover that is needed for 21st century learning. Students will reenact or stimulate the election process in Antigua after Parliament is dissolved. The project is based on the topic government and will run for 12 weeks. Students will be divided into three groups. One group will represent the electoral office, while the other two groups will form the two main political parties in the country. Each group will work together to bring to completion the project. Two of the groups will each collaborate through group discussions to come up with a name for their political parties. In order for students to gain the knowledge necessary to start this project, they will conduct research via the internet as well as going out into the field to obtain the views of members of the community. A government minister, as a resource person, will be invited into the classroom to speak to the students to help them with knowledge building and to understand the different processes that take place leading up to an election. Students will ask questions that they will have prepared beforehand to the resource person. Students will be engaged in group discussions where they each will suggest the person they want to put forward as their candidates for both parties. After discussion, students will cast their votes through secret ballots to choose their candidates. In order to research the issues and needs of the community, each group will formulate a questionnaire that will be used to garner information from the members of the community. To create the questionnaire, students will use Google Docs to develop an online document that will reflect each student's contribution to the survey. The questions will be used to produce the questionnaire. To ensure the reliability of the questionnaire, students will go into the community and conduct their interview with a pilot group of 10 persons to assess the feasibility of each question. Students will then collaborate in their groups through critical thinking discussions to see how they can make the questionnaire more reliable, after which students will return into the community to conduct their interviews. After completing the interviews, students will be engaged in tallying and analyzing the data. They will then use the analysis of the data to engage in problem-solving activities with a view to finding the possible solutions to the problems that the respondents cited in the survey. After which, students will then create a booklet or manifesto, as it is called, where they will outline the problems they found and the possible solutions that they came up with. The booklets will be printed and distributed to the student body as well as uploaded to the blogs that each group have created for viewing by the members of the community. Students will work together in their groups, creating promotional flyers that will encourage people to vote for their respective candidates. These flyers will be posted in various strategic points in the community. Each group will also plan rallies which take place during General Assembly, where each candidate will put forth all the reasons why they should be voted for. The third group of students, which is the Electoral Office group, will go on a field trip to the Electoral Commission's office, where they will observe the day-to-day operations of the office. This would include getting the register of eligible voters and also how to prepare the voter's ID. The group will then choose a suitable day where they will use digital cameras to take photos of the voters. Students will then work together to create ID cards for each voter and create a register of the voters. They will also work together to choose the day of election and put personnel in place to have everything running in smooth order. Each group will also have the use of a Twitter profile that they will use to post and rebut points put forward by each party. The electoral group will also tweet the results of the elections. After the election, each of the three groups will be engaged in creative writing tasks where they will each write an article sharing their experience from start to finish, including pictures, and publish to their blogs. Students will engage in creating a brochure that will be handed out to the members of the community, advising them about the importance of voting in a general election. Due to the lack of classroom space, there is little that I will be able to do in terms of changing the learning space. However, I would arrange the student seating so that they will be working in groups. In addition to that, I would allow the students to bring the laptops into the classroom and also allow for the projector to be used and the internet and the telephone so that students can connect in the classroom. Antigua and Barbuda is having general elections in 2014, and since government is a part of the social studies curriculum, students will be better able to connect what they have learned in the classroom to what really is happening in the real world. They will also develop an appreciation for the role of the ministers and the Electoral Commission and for the government. The community will benefit as well from hearing from the students the importance of them going out and participating in the upcoming general election.